Hey Glam Squad, welcome back to another episode of Beginner's Guide to Makeup, the series that helps busy women with their makeup struggles in just a few very easy to follow steps. In today's video, we're going to be talking about brows. As a brow tech, I shape, tint, laminate like over 20 brows every single day, but I think brows are such a personal choice, so I don't do many videos on it, but in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you some of my brow secrets, so if you're interested, then just keep on watching. Just like anything, there are so many different types of brow products out there. I myself love skinny pencils. I think they're very easy to work with and you can create very natural hair-like strokes. These are the best products to use if you want more of a natural finish. Then also brow powders are amazing. I myself am a big fan of powders. I think they give you color, they give you the pigment, but also is a little bit softer and kind of easier to work with than any other product. And then you have the pomades, which are really pigmented and really great if you like a really defined brow, and usually the pomades will last a little bit longer than powders as well. So there's pros and cons to everything, and it really is just a personal opinion. The first thing you want to keep in mind before you get started is brow measurement. From the dimple of your nose straight up is where your brow should begin, corner of the nose straight through the pupil of the eye is the highest point of the brow, and then the corner of the nose to the corner of the eye is where your brow should end. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail in this video. It is just a guide. If you want a little bit more information on this, if you suffer from hair loss or if you have very gappy sparse brows, I do have very specific videos on this, and I will leave it linked in the description box and also on the top of this video as well. So I always like to start underneath my brow. I take my thin pencil and glide it from the beginning of the brow all the way up to the arch. Very softly create like little hair-like strokes. This is creating the definition under the brow and it's going to begin to shape my brow. If you take something straight and measure my brows, you can see my brows have always been too short at the front. So I just like to extend it very slightly. I like to take the pencil and just very slightly bring it in a little bit more so my brow doesn't look like it starts too far out. If I bring it too far in, it's going to look very fake and drawn on, and I prefer the beginning of my brow to look a little bit more natural. I also like to take a step back and measure both brows and make sure they're the same height and width. If you look very closely at my brows, since I shaved my brows off for Look Good Feel Better, the top of my arch has become very sparse. When they're tinted and shaped, they look much fuller, but when it starts to fade, my brows look really droopy. The arch is very important because that's what's going to give your brow the lift and that youthful finish. So next I like to focus on the arch. So you can use the points I showed you or you can just go freehand. I have the point there, so I just like to take that thin pencil and just kind of flick it downwards just to fill out that arch, and then just comb it out with my spoolie just to make sure it's not too harsh. I really don't want my brows to look too fake or drawn on. Now I like to go back in to the front of the brow, and literally just flicking the pencil upwards is going to create very natural hair-like strokes, and I just like to fill out any gaps or any sparse areas. Now I like to take a powder. At the minute I've really been liking the Benefit Browsing's powder again. I just take a little bit of the darker brown powder and a little bit of the gel that comes with it just to help set it, and I just literally focus on the end of my brow. When my brows are freshly tinted and waxed, I really don't need this much product, but now during lockdown they're getting very sparse again. They really need to be done, so I just like to use a tiny bit more product just to help fill them out. So I'm just using an angle brush here and literally just deepening up that color. And I do find the powders give you a lot more pigment than the pencil. Sometimes the pencil can look really like kind of drawn on. And then I just like to take a brush and just go around the brow just to make sure that I've cleaned up all the edges and it just looks a little bit softer. So you can see there the difference. I have dark hair, so obviously my brows are dark, but they still don't look too harsh against my skin and my hair. And the brow color I go is usually just 1 or 2 shades lighter than my hair. I don't like my brows to be too blacky, so that is the color I'm currently loving and I think it suits me the best. So that is pretty much it. That is my own personal current brow routine. Obviously, it's each to their own. Brows are so personal and there's no right or wrong way to do brows, but I do hope you got some tips and tricks from this video. I do have a lot more specific brow tutorials for hair loss and also for very thin and sparse brows if you want to check them out. I really hope I get to see you in my next lesson. Bye!